welcome to all the people joining me in the School of Life, as well as the Tao Master who lives with me, Krishna, who's made an appearance right here for us. Thank you, Krishna. We appreciate you. Cats certainly follow the Tao. It's definitely their own Tao. It's certainly not my Tao. Today I'd like to talk with you about the 5 element cycle. And this is a really beautiful thing to understand as we approach vitality practices and cultivation practices. And I compare this to taking your car to a mechanic. You might take your car to a mechanic and the mechanic might check the wheels, the brakes, the transmission, the engine, the electronics, and those would be some of the major areas that if the mechanic can say these areas are working well, then we could say the car is functioning well. Like that in Chinese medicine, in the Tao, we can look at the 5 elements in the human body, and if they're functioning in a healthy way, then we could say the body is cultivating health. And so these elements are both present inside of our body and outside of our body. The elemental cycle is like this. You can start in any direction, and when we use the generative cycle, it moves in a circle. So if we start at metal, the metal would be the lungs, checking to make sure the lungs are healthy and functioning. And if the lungs are healthy and functioning, then we can stimulate and activate the kidneys, the water element in the kidneys. And if the water element in the kidneys is healthy and functioning, we can go and check the filtering capacity of the liver. And the liver being the wood element, if the wood element of the liver is functioning well and filtering blood, then we can look at the heart, the fire element, to see how well the heart is circulating energy. And if the heart is circulating energy, the fire element is operating, then we can look at the spleen energy, the earth energy, and seeing how well the spleen functions. Why is it important to establish this health within these major organs in the body? Well, each of these organs, from the lungs, the kidneys, the liver, the heart, and the spleen, are always working in our bodies. They're like our employees. They work every day and every night. I don't even have to think about it. And they'll continue to work. However, by paying attention to them, by learning to soothe them, we actually give them a pay raise, we give them a bonus, and then they function more effectively, and we bring the team of emotions more into the center of our being so that we can activate a more central place in authorship of our lives. When I connect to emotional literacy in my body, I become more centered in my beingness, and I become the author of my own life, and I'd like to teach that to you too. How does that sound? Good. Okay, so each of the emotions, each of the organs has an emotion tied to it, a sort of shadowy emotion, an emotion that we would qualify probably as not very healthy. Not fun, anyways. And then we also have an emotion that we call a virtue, which is when the chi is stuck and stagnant, we have this ugly, dislikable emotion, and when it's flowing, we have a virtue that arises in this organ system, like a gift. And so what we want to do is sort of create flowing energy through these organs. All right, let's start off with the lungs. The lungs hold the emotion grief or sadness. So if qi is stuck in the lungs, we have stagnant energy that manifests as sadness or grief. When we liberate and cultivate flowing energy, then this sadness and grief becomes courage. And the sound that does this is S. So what I'd like you to do, we're going to vocalize loudly one time. And when we vocalize loudly, what we're doing is we're getting the lungs and the nostrils to vibrate. We're going to make this sound loud enough that we can feel the body vibrating, and that's going to allow us to connect with the organs better. You ready? You can go ahead and put your hands over your lungs. Take a deep inhale and let out the sound, the healing sound, loudly. Good job. See if you can feel your lungs or nostrils vibrate. Deep inhale. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply into your lungs. Feel the energy of the lungs vibrating, the air on the nostrils. And now we're going to allow our attention to sink down into the lungs, so it's like our mind is in our lungs. We're going to whisper. And when we whisper, what we're doing is we're checking our lungs for any spots that may be unexplored, might be dark or shadowy, and we're just releasing that stagnant qi. So let's take a deep inhale into the lungs and let it out with a whisper. Like you're letting out the air of a balloon. One more time. Go ahead and breathe. Connect to your lungs, the sensations that you may feel. Let's move along now through the organ system from the metal element, the lungs, to the water element, kidneys. Go ahead and you can put your hands on your lower back behind your belly button and rub your kidneys. Massage here. You can knock if you want. And what I'd like you to do is grab your knees. If you're sitting like this, grab your knees and arch your back. If you're sitting crisscross, grab your knees and also round your back here. Either way, we're rounding our backs. And the sound here is choo. Deep inhale. Choo. See if you notice any vibrations in your lower back, your kidneys, or in your ears, which are connected to the kidneys. Inhaling deeply. Choo. Feel those vibrations there in the lower back, in the ears. And now we're going to whisper and release. So you can round your back, inhale deeply, feel those kidneys in the back, that watery energy, inhale, and whisper out. Like you're letting stuck energy out of a balloon. Inhaling deeply. One more time. When energy gets stuck in the kidneys, it manifests as fear. When energy and chi, when oxygen and blood is flowing through the kidneys, the virtue is tranquility. Now from the water element in the kidneys, we move to the wood element in the liver. The liver is on the right side under your floating ribs. It's the largest internal organ in your body. It's responsible for filtering blood. It's also connected to the nervous system, and it's also connected to the eyes. The stagnant emotion is anger, and the virtue is kindness. The sound here connected to the liver is shh, like you're hushing a baby. When you do this sound, I want you to feel the vibrations in your liver and also possibly in your eyes. If you don't completely feel these sensations or these yet, that's okay. Sometimes it's like digging a hole and we just need to keep doing it or go a little deeper. And eventually we connect with it. Let's inhale deeply into our livers. And let out the sound shh. Inhale deep. Feel the vibrations. Now that we've quieted down, see if you can feel some of that energy there stirring the livers. Take your arms up and to the left as we whisper and release, like letting air out of a green balloon. Shh. Ready? Direct your hands up to the left, which stretches out the liver on the right. One more time. From the wood of the liver, we come to the fire of the heart. The heart is connected to the circulatory system. It's connected to the color red. It is connected to the emotion of joy when it's in its virtuous state, and impatience, sometimes frustration, or even hatred if it's in a stagnant state. And we're going to release this now. When we release, we're going to go up and to the right, which is going to open up the space because the heart's on the left side of the chest. But first, let's activate that heart with the sound. So it's a guttural ha, and you can connect to this because laughing is a great way to connect with heart energy. You can start off by saying, and then start to let it roll. And you can really activate some beautiful heart energy by playing with this sound, ha. All right, let's get louder with it now. Let's inhale, let out, ha. Feeling the vibrations move through the heart and through the tongue. Inhale. Ha. Let's get ready to whisper and release any stagnant energy out. Arms up, and we're going to go to the right. I'm going to my right, you go to your right. Ready? Inhale. Feel that stuck energy coming out. Inhale. One more time. One more organ system. Let's go to the earth element of the spleen. The spleen is connected to the element of earth. Stagnant chi can manifest as anxiety, and the virtue that comes through this is a sense of groundedness or centeredness. So this is really good in modern cultures to practice healthy spleen energy. The sound here is, it sounds like who, but it's a little more guttural than that. And the color is yellow. Let's take a deep inhale and release with a whoo. One more time loudly. Whoo. Now let's get ready to whisper and release some stagnant chi. Taking your left hand under the lateral side of the floating ribs on the left. You can press in on the back if that helps. I'm going to inhale and release with a whisper, whoo. Inhaling. Inhaling. One more time. Great. Check in with your body. See how you're feeling. The sixth sound is a sound known as the triple warmer. It's connected to the pericardium, or the space around the heart, that is sort of like a sponge, so it helps absorb some of the impact, the emotional impact that we go through. And so it's really good to release that so that we can protect our heart. The sound is, and for this one, we're going to do a posture called bringing down the heavens. So we're going to inhale our hands, feel your pericardium and your face as you do this posture. Inhale your hands up and around, come down. Let's do this again, inhaling up. One more time, inhaling up. And quietly checking in with yourself, with your body, feeling. Do you feel lighter in your body? Do you feel more centered in your experience? And if you feel more centered in your experience, if you feel lighter, then you're moving into the alchemical aspects of Taoism. Putting ourselves in the center of our experiences so that we can start to live our lives from a place of being a person of integrity and of virtue, which I'm sure you do already. Well, I'm going to take this time now to say thank you so much for watching, and please let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe. Follow me on social media, Davey Calico, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Great. Have a great day.